Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Daily High with your host, Matt McGregor and Tone Vase. Ooh, Sunday, bloody Sunday. How are you, mate?
Yeah, that was crazy. And this weekend, I was without the laptop the entire time. So I was just like hearing and passing what the hell is happening. I was literally I was diving, I was hosting people that were leaving. Everybody left yesterday. It's my last day here in Rotan. I got a flight in like 2 hours. So right after the stream, it is 6 a.m. by the way. Right after the stream, I'm going straight to the airport. And I don't really know what I'm going to say because I haven't looked at the charts at all since our last show. So Matt, why don't you go first
All
and
right.
tell us what the hell happened? I don't actually know what's happening.
Before I go into the charts, I want to say one thing. I I want to keep this show respectful in specifically this episode, not the series. I'm never going to be respectful overall, but just for today, I want to be respectful because there's a lot of people that would have lost a lot of money today. So I don't want to I don't want to be too, just I just want to put that out there. And the other thing I wanted to say is I'm just looking at my notes here from today. You know, the historical time that I'm probably most familiar with, that I've researched the most, I've read every book on the topic, is Japan, specifically Tokyo, in the 80s, the late 80s. I love the music, the fashion, every part of that time. And today was worse than the crash in 1988 in terms of percentage loss on the Japanese books. It was a disaster in Japan here today. And it's kind of romantic in a way that I was here. Do you know, like of all the times to be here, that I was here for it. That it's something that I've been reading about and studying about my whole life. And it's funny I'm here today and on the ground, nobody knows. The people don't know. It's so maybe in the 80s they didn't either. Maybe I've Natsukashi. I've romanticized something that never really was there. All right. That being said,
Real quick before you go live,
yeah.
just real quick, this is where I'm just gonna go. I know people want to see the markets, but just so people have an idea of where I am. Let me like zoom the camera out. I'm at an Airbnb. I am still here in Rotan. The sun is rising right behind those trees, and I'm assuming the camera is following me. So I'm at a Airbnb here. It's like a 4 or 5 bedroom Airbnb. Super cool. Actually, a fan of mine manages this place who recognized me at a gas station. And yeah, so yesterday I came from the beach, which is right over there. I don't know if you guys can see it. Maybe I'll move the camera. The beach, the ocean's right there. I'm up a mountain, and it's great. So peaceful. You can probably hear the birds. All right, time to go into the charts. Matt, go first. I gotta go to the airport in 15 minutes, so let's do it.
Oh, all right, mate. Let me, let me
I still think it's your internet slowing down. I think mine's okay.
check. All right. All right. Look, I don't need to. Can you okay, it? Fuck's sake. You take it. You take it first, Tone. I'm gonna go grab the
No, no,
thing.
no, no. You're back. You're back. You're
Jesus.
back. You're
What?
back. You back. Go.
Just let me open the door.
Oh,
Tomorrow. I've got the internet coming tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So look, it's bad, right? Like see, this bearish cross on alphanumerics here with the seven crosses of 30. Uh, that is not good, right? But it can be short-lived, but it's not good, right? And I have to address the elephant in the room. Last week at 70,000, I couldn't have been more. It's just such a dichotomy here. What a difference a week makes. At 70,000, I wrote down six reasons why I was insanely bullish. Most of them don't even apply anymore at the current price they're at. A lot of them have not even they're not even there anymore. The EXA is cross negative again. Do you know the copy curve doesn't look like it's crossing the zero mark at all? We've re-broken the lucid side to the downside. The wave is red in a week. Never happened before. Never ever happened in the history of my charting on Bitcoin that a wave can change flip from one week to the next. Unprecedented in that respect. The breaking out of this thing, everything. It's just crashed. It's a black swan event almost. you could almost classify it as a black swan event. People don't like to say that because there is precedent why it's happened, and now that the dust is settling, we can review. So there's nothing to say here. It's bad. All right. All I can say is I've written a note here from all of the work I put in today behind the scenes. Okay. I think, and people are going to hate this, I think this is a really good chance to buy the dip. I'm sorry to say it. I think it's a really good chance to buy the dip. There's nothing fundamentally wrong with Bitcoin. Sure, we might be heading into World War III. It's not great. But I think specifically this is not connected to the war efforts that the countries are having. I don't think it has anything to do with Australia increasing its security protocol to probable in the result of a terrorist action happening, which they did today. None of that is irrelevant. I think this is just the Japanese central bank raising interest rates, and all of the money, all the stock traders in Japan are selling, flooding the markets with their stocks, the US stocks, because they're about to get hammered on both ends. Because their yen is now strengthened, so there's no cheap money anymore. They got to get their money out to pay off their margin calls. So I think I think this is a short-term crisis, a blip that's affected every single market. Okay. And I think that's a really good opportunity to buy the dip. I hate to say it. I'm looking at areas to buy. So I suppose I'll just flick through them right now. The weekly time frame, as you know, I'm looking for. Obviously, I'm just going to turn off the MRI for a second. A weekly green diamond. One, two, and the first one that happened was way back in time. It happened there as well, right there. Three. Bang. Three times the weekly green diamonds come in. Now, we're not close to that yet, but if this keeps deteriorating, it's on the cards. And it's not going to come in at 20,000, 16,000. It's going to come in at 40,000 or somewhere in this area here. I would be finding any money I had left to do that. I don't have any money left. I mean, I don't want to say this, but I sold a lot of Bitcoin to buy my house in cash at 70,000, and it worked out really well because the Japanese yen was at all-time lows as well. So I'm fine on my end. That's why I wanted to be respectful. I don't want to say that, but it is what it is. All right. But that would be that's the thing I'm really looking for. The other thing I'm really looking for is, as you know, a 3-day green diamond, which is really, really close to coming in, really bloody close to coming in, which again is historically a really good time to buy. Yeah, it went a bit lower here, but it caught the bottom of the 2020 COVID crash bloody beautifully. And the response of that, I think there's parallels here. This was COVID, a worldwide, obviously, it is actually worldwide effect right now. As long as we don't roll it over into war, if it just stays with just the yen, I think that we can recover from this. All right, Tone, I'm coming back to you now, mate. Before I do, take advantage of this chance. There's 1 week left to get into to Blowfin here on this great 15% cash back. You can make 15% just by depositing, holding in, screenshot this and read the terms and conditions. I won't go through it. Excellent opportunity. Bangbox has done no trades throughout this entire period. We've just been waiting and waiting and waiting. And I'll just very quickly show you what that looks like. I mean, it's fantastic that we haven't had to deal with any of that. We've just stayed in cash. And the price is, when this finally comes in again, Bangbox will be ready to rock and roll in the next trade. It's just trailing the price down. What is this? 15 seconds. Okay, 15 minutes. Thought it looked wrong. We're just trailing the price, but we've got a long way to go before we need to think about a trade. We're just in cash there, so it's all good. Tone, I'm coming back to you now. Guys, please like, subscribe, join the Discord group, stick together in a time like this. We got 1,000 people in there who feel your pain, and it's not a place where people are just like complaining. It's a place where people are looking for ideas to capitalize on this. So great opportunity. Tone, how you think?
All right, as the sun begins to rise behind me, let's go to screen share. I'm flying back to Panama today, and I'm gonna catch up. I don't even know what's happening in the world, man. I don't know how close we are to World War III. I don't know if they figured out what happened at the Trump rally where he got shot. So I have so much to catch up on. But we start with what the hell happened in Japan. The Japanese yen, which actually has been dropping for over a month, but today is where it caught up with the stock market. So if I go to the Nikkei, it was starting to go down, and then this morning, a complete and total disaster. But if you look at the MRI on the Japanese stock market, I mean, this is why you need to pay attention. The last time the Japanese stock market hit a monthly MRI top, that top was not broken for 3 years. It hits an MRI top on this candle, and that didn't break. Well, maybe it broke for like a day, but it wasn't sustainably broken on a closing basis for 2 years. And then we just hit another MRI top with another reversal candle that was disastrous. And if we look at all the other markets, here's the Dow Jones MRI top last month. Well, last month was a few days ago. NASDAQ MRI top last month's candle. S&P 500 MRI top this month's candle. And I mean, didn't really know how big these pullbacks were going to be. I was certainly calling for a pullback. I thought that maybe, the pullback was over, but clearly it's not. Here are the S&P futures. Total disaster right now at market open. Remember the 1987 crash, right? The low came in on the next day, and then we were rallying. I mean, it did take 2 years to get back to break to the top, but at least the low was in. So that's all we can kind of hope for, is that the low comes in this week on the stock market. I mean, tomorrow's stream I'll have more to say, because we would have had a trading day in the cash market. Right now, the cash market is on a monthly MRI top here in August, and on a weekly side, I think we had a weekly MRI top right there. On the NASDAQ, it was right at the top. And we're still dealing with a 1 to 4 weekly pullback. We're now back to this area here. We're going to break it this morning. And back to Bitcoin trade. Yeah, I'm still in my 100% long here because I didn't get out on Friday. I didn't really have that big of a reason to get out on Friday other than Friday night. But all day Friday and through the weekend, I mean, I'm in ETFs, right? Like over the weekend, I didn't have an option to do anything. And on Friday night, I just wasn't near a computer. I didn't even realize the price had started to crash. I'm not even sure when it started to crash. So now it's just time to manage the trade as best you can. What I don't do is I don't panic. So if the bottom is in, there's no reason for me to exit. However, I will discuss, how to manage the trade. I would probably exit on the pullback. I would go back to cash
Double it, double
on,
the position.
or I can do that, right? But normally that's that. But that's the breaking of rule number one, right?
Yeah.
Don't double down, losing positions. But it depends on how it plays out. Right now, I'm just staying patient, and right now the plan is wait for a pullback to 58, 59, maybe 60, and take the exit, and then see if there is a lower low incoming. Now, as far as the ETFs go, BlackRock is still buying. Here is BlackRock. The BlackRock ETF continues to purchase Bitcoin. They purchased 1,000 Bitcoin in the last 2 days. So that's Thursday and Friday. This is just 2 days because I wanted to use a month-end number here. So in Thursday and Friday, BlackRock purchased another 1,000 Bitcoin. Fidelity sold 2.5, and ARK sold 1.75. GBTC is still selling, and GBTC's new ETF is also now selling. So we'll see where that goes, but so far the ETF numbers are okay. They're hanging in there. And I don't know who's selling Bitcoin here. I hear some miners are selling, some kind of trading firm is selling. I mean, we are, from a cycle perspective, whoa, whoa. We are super low at cycle level, but this could be the COVID moment. right? If you guys
Yeah,
remember,
and even you said who's selling Bitcoin. Um, that's connected to Japan as well, dude. Actually, all through the weekend, an exchange was flogging off massive orders from miners through Japan's markets as well.
I think the selling that's happening right now is involuntarily. I don't think anyone voluntarily wants to sell Bitcoin, but we could be dealing with a COVID-like moment here. I don't think it's going to fall as much by percentage. Can we hit the long-term moving average? Yeah, we can. Ugly old goats 39,000 would come true. That's exactly where we are right now. We're at 38,500. And that's what happened with COVID. COVID
Mm.
crashed us down into that 200 week moving average. So did the December 2018 crash, and so did a couple of crashes back in 2015. And we went below this moving average for the first time in the last bear market. But if we crash down into it, that's the ultimate buy the dip. I'm not on the buy the dip bandwagon yet. I need to see how this plays out because there's still plenty of room to the downside.
Mm.
However, if we do crash to 39, 38, or 40, or even 41, 42, that is a knife catch for me. Right now, this is not a knife catch, even though we are on a moving average. Here, I'd rather wait. I'd actually almost rather sell the pullback, the dead cat bounce, or buy straight into the dead cat bounce and then sell the dead cat bounce. But if we continue to crash, then low 40s becomes my buy the dip.
Yeah, mate. I put a few Bitcoin onto the exchanges today in anticipation for the Black Swan event because I capitalized on it so well in 2020. I want to get that again. And if we go down there, I don't mind 2x, 3x leveraging at that point and sitting in it for a year or two. I think that's the dream trade. So be vigilant. Don't turn off. I know if you're losing money, your instinct is to go into a cave. But if you didn't lose money, if you were in cash, pay attention now. Definitely pay attention.
The short term chart actually looks the 5 minute chart looks very bad right now.
Yeah.
Let- But market's about to open, and anything can happen at market open. The markets could actually bounce because they're so low.
Well,
And I'll go to a one
they
hour
might
chart.
close the gap on the futures on the S&P futures. I think there's there's such a gap between where their market open is. They might throughout the day close. It'd be very telling if they go close those gaps and then continue to proceed down, or if they don't even close the gap today, if they just can limit down or something. We'll see.
The 4 hour is gonna come up on an MRI buy later today. The candle just started, so we got 3.5 hours in this candle plus two more candles. So if we do crash into like 47, the 4 hour could provide a buying opportunity, and maybe even 3 hours from now on the hourly MRI buy, the last hourly MRI buy did nothing. This would be a second consecutive hourly MRI buy, but it'll still come up short versus the 4 hour. But the 4 hour could catch up and give you a buy on the way back up slightly. So that's what I would watch. I would watch the 1 hour MRI buy opportunity that's going to come in around 10 a.m. Eastern with the 10 a.m. reversal. And then I would keep an eye on the 4 hour. And maybe the low is going to come in today. But right now, I would be very, very cautious on knife catching. But if we crash 10,000 more, yeah, that becomes a COVID situation for me,
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
where uh, a knife catch is doable. All right, guys, I have 5 minutes to get ready and go to the airport.
All right.
All right, guys, close this out.
Stay strong, guys. Look for the opportunity. Look for the silver lining. Stay safe. Go hug your kids. Kiss your wife. Be good to your friends and stick with it. See you tomorrow.
Bye, guys. All right, I gotta run.
See you, mate.